Well, the latest in our reports about the I Am Strong campaign. This is report number 2, and we head up to Bangkok, and the team from Bangkok Community Help Foundation, Friso and Greg. Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Thanks for joining us. Resplendent in your pink and purple there. Thank you very much. Well, the Thaiger, of course, is very happy to have presented 600,000 baht to you, which is sort of the start of the donations. We were hoping to raise 1 million baht altogether for both Phuket and yourselves, but we've been able to raise a little bit more than that. And as it keeps coming in over the next couple of months, we'll keep feeding it out to you guys. Transferring from one country to another, you know, it's a bit of a mess. But anyway, we're glad to have been able to raise that money. Thank you so much to the 554 people that opened up their pockets to help. To you guys, the question is, what do you do with the money that comes in from not just us, but anybody? What happens with that money?
Well, there's a number of ways. One is the care bags, where we have the rice and we have the fish and the mama and all kinds of other things, alcohol, gel, the mask.
The alcohol, and we should mention, is not for drinking, it's for medical uses.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, because I mean, the demand for certain things changes all the time.
Right.
We're planning to, or actually we already started to start test people in the communities, COVID testing, which means we will need a lot of rapid antigen tests. So that will, for example, is now in high demand. PPE to protect, obviously, ourselves and the people we help. So it's changing all the time, but this is a fantastic amount. It's very helpful, and also on behalf of us and everyone we help, thank you for everybody that has given the support. It means a lot to us. So
yeah,
there's
another one thing, the isolation center. We're opening an isolation center in the next 5 days, and we still need some equipment, the blood pressure machines, and the
so
oxygen.
This is like your own field hospital.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
This is definitely one that there's 60 beds, and in fact, it's being worked on right now. So there's still a bit of equipment that needs to be purchased, and so this will definitely help for that as well. So
if you look back over the past, nearly 18 months, you've both been involved in some sort of community assistance. Where has the changes happened? How has it evolved from just handing out single meals to a much bigger organisation? What would you say are the sort of the key changes, either as far as your organisation's concerned or the geographic areas you've been looking after? How's it changed?
Well, COVID has changed in fact, in the last 18 months too. It's mutated a number of times, and we've had to adapt and mutate as well. And so, when it's all about changing lives and helping people. So as things happen, we have to evolve. Like when there's a shortage of beds, we had to create more beds. When there was a shortage of oxygen, we had to come up with oxygen. When people are sitting at home isolation and they can't get a hold of 1330, when they call that, or when they call the emergency number and they can't get through to get to the hospital, we had to come up with ambulances. We had to come up with chats for doctors and nurses.
Yeah.
And
there
so
was the camp situation. So it's really, it's constant adapting. I mean, it's hard. I guess there's a timeline, but the timeline is just dictated by how COVID behaves, right? So it's constantly something new that we sort of anticipate on and try to find the best way to help as many as we can.
In April, if you would have said that we'd be doing oxygen and we'd have like 50 tanks of oxygen that we bought, or we'd be doing isolation centers, are you kidding?
Yeah, and that's a big change. I mean, from the beginning, we were obviously supporting people with food, like to help them get through this time. But now we're dealing with lives. I mean, literally with lives. I mean, we're putting people on oxygen to extend the lifetime of them waiting for a hospital bed to be free. We had some people also recently, I think 2 days ago, that passed away. So things change, things change. I mean, it's a big difference from, supporting people with food and those kind of things to really dealing with lives like,
Right.
so that's a big change.
But also the hunger, like in April, if someone has said, you're going to be taking, feeding 611 camps, construction camps. I said, what?
Yeah.
Because those people are working. Why would they need, they're not going to need the care bags, but of course they were locked in, and they still, some of them are locked in and they have not been paid. And so, the changing lives as far as because they're hungry, right?
So I have to ask you, you do the numbers, I suppose, from time to time, but what does it roughly cost you to be able to do all the things you're doing at the moment per week or per month?
Well, a minimum day would be about 120,000, and a really good day that would provide a lot is over 300,000.
Yeah.
And those numbers seem like, wow, my little bit of money is not going to change anything, but it does. It really does. It's the community as a whole is how we're able to meet those numbers. So
a lot of people, when they respond to these stories, they say, well, why aren't the Thai people or the Thai government doing more? But there are organisations and people who are getting involved with Bangkok Community Help.
Definitely. I mean, it's not, it's just everybody has to do their part, right? So it's not for us. I mean, we don't even have the time to think or to point fingers on who should do what, and that person should do that, and that government body should be involved. We just roll up the sleeves and go in and help. And as far as government, I mean, we have the blessing of them, we have the support of them. So that's very good. And they're, I think, open to the idea that at this point in time, everybody that can help is welcome to help. So that's a good thing, actually.
Sure.
Right.
Well, about like 2 years ago, you were both running businesses in the food and beverage industry. You must wake up at 3 a.m. some mornings thinking, what the hell are we doing? We're right in the middle of trying to cope with a pandemic. How have you both coped with the big changes in your lives?
Yeah. We've had those thoughts. What are we doing?
Yeah.
Sure.
What do we get ourselves into?
Yeah, right. Because if we don't do it, who else will, right? And at the end of the day, it is rewarding. Like if we ever did, one of us get COVID, it would be traumatized because we're so much going 15, 16 hours a day, right? And helping so many people. So we just hope that both of us don't get it at the same time, if that happens, right? But we're both vaccinated, and we do the best we can, right? But it is rewarding. If you're there with us every minute of the day, and you see how people are really, their lives are changed, then it's rewarding, and thank you for the people that donated. Because of you, that's how we're able to do it.
Yeah. But that's what keeps it going. Yeah.
If you looked into the Bangkok Community Help crystal ball, where do you think the next lot of funding is going to be needed to be directed? You've already got the whole slum community in Klong Toi. You've got these construction camps. You've got this new field hospital coming online. You've got so many spinning wheels at the moment. What do you think the next problem is going to be? Because we know, we're still in the middle of this. We're not coming out the other end yet.
Yeah. Right. Well, we think
Can I just put it on the charger? Otherwise, it's gonna.
Well, we don't want to run out of power. Well, Friso's on the move. So you can have a talk about this, Greg, while he's putting it on the charger.
Yeah.
Well, we really, when you look at a month ago, what would we have been doing, and so it's always unpredictable. But if I was to believe, I think that we still have a lot more higher cases to go. So I feel that there's going to be a lot more need for our medical advisory, home installation, the people that are isolated at home, giving them advice, because a number of them panic because they feel they're going to not breathe. And so you just have to calm a number of people down. So there's going to be a lot more support in that. area. And then oxygen, obviously, for the ones that need it, and beds. But the hunger's not going away either. I mean, there's a lot of people not working right now. So
it's just getting more and more, yeah.
We're feeding over 3,000 meals a day, along with our care bags, right? So it's a little bit of everything,
Must
Maybe
be so
we're a little
daunting
bit
for you both,
we're
getting
a
up
little bit
each
like
morning
the
and
college.
facing all these traumas that face you every single day. Has your Thai language got any better over the time?
A lot better.
he's very, very
better.
fluent. Yeah, he's the Thai thing.
I'm the translator all day, so yeah, definitely it's been improving.
Well done. Well, gentlemen, look, we'll put a link to your website and Facebook underneath this, as well as the I Am Strong campaign. People can donate any way they can to any of those particular pages. Of course, we do appreciate anybody who can donate and dig in deep at this time, because as Greg and Friso have just said, we're in the middle of this situation, and they're doing amazing work up there with a whole group of volunteers. How many sort of volunteers do you have working with you now?
Over 300.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So I just had this little thing, the little Dutch boy that had his finger in the dike, holding it. That's basically Friso. Every day there's a new hole.
So that's the new image, Friso with his fingers in the dike.
With fingers in holes. Well, all right. It's only possible because of the volunteers. Exactly. I mean, this we have to say. Obviously it's us sort of front facing it, but all the people behind us that put in so much work. I mean, everybody's with their fingers in the dike, completely on voluntary basis, because they have the same ideas as us. They love this country, and they feel now is the time to be here. So this is very beautiful, and we need to stress that's why it all can happen, because this amazing group of volunteers from all over the world that put in as much work as we do every single day. So this
absolutely.
All right. Well, gentlemen, we congratulate you on your ongoing work. We're inspired and in awe of what you do. We're 100% behind you, and we'll continue to support you and continue the I Am Strong campaign. And hopefully we can keep feeding through a few funds that will contribute to the great work that you do. Thank you and best wishes. And we look forward to seeing you soon.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, guys.
Bye now.